Hello, and welcome to Principles of Marketing. I'm your Professor John Harvey, and here we are knocking through the chapters, man. We are rocking and rolling. This week, you guys are working on chapters 7 and 8, and last week, you guys were working on those marketing plans. So I'm going to be working on the next 2 weeks to try and get all those marketing plans graded and back to you guys. That is going to be a heavy, heavy load there. So thanks for your patience. And I'll get this back to you as quickly as I can. Um, so I did want to get ahead a little bit on these discussion boards. So I know since we didn't have one this last week, I want to talk about this one coming up here. So business to business is a very different model than business to consumer. So I can think about an interesting example. I went into a bank a little while back, and they had customer appreciation. They were handing out ice cream, and looking at that, the bank bought that ice cream from some business, right? So there's some company that's involved in making ice cream, and they can make that decision on whether they're going to sell to consumers or sell to businesses. And you can think about the difference between like going into an ice cream shop where they have like 52 flavors, and you got all this customization, like what kind of cone do you want, which scoops do you want? Do you want toppings? Do you want all this stuff, and you kind of go through this experience, right? Um, versus in the business to business side where, they need a whole bunch of these. So, it's a radically different focus. When you're business to business, usually the profit is higher. The business is looking at, things to be more consistent, probably less decisions, right? So that bank doesn't want to carry 52 flavors. They want chocolate and vanilla because, they know that people will like those and use those up. If they have one of every 52 flavors, it's just not going to go well for them in terms of handing them out and making sure that somebody likes it and stocking and all that kind of stuff, right? They also want very consistent, sizes, right? They don't want to hand out one that's, got a ton and one that's got a little bit. But if you go to an ice cream shop, sometimes when they're busy, you're getting a light cone, and sometimes when they're, not many people around, they're really packing, that cone, and you're getting a ton, right? So there's a little variety depending on when you go and that kind of stuff, right? So it's very different when you're doing business to consumer versus business to business. This is huge when you apply this to your own business that you're at. Now, if you're selling consumer, how can you sell to the business? If you're business to business, how can you reach customers directly? This opens up a whole other model, a whole other revenue source for a company with very few tweaks. I mean, there are tweaks, but the thing to take away here is that the offering and the factors that you're trying to sell or convey are very different when you're looking at a business to business versus a business to consumer. So, all right, guys, with that, I'm not going to be around for a video next week. I'm going to be traveling for work. I'll still be around in terms of, responding to emails and that kind of stuff, but I'm not planning on doing a video next week. So I may send out some announcement, just kind of reminding you guys, but I'll still be around, still be working on stuff because I've got a ton of your marketing plans to go through. So, all right, guys, with that, have a great week.